Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Whether you're in need of a website, domain or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Hello, welcome back. This week, I've been up to some stuff. The start of this week was pretty crazy. I had 4 shoots in 5 days, and the only day off was the day that one of the edits was due. So, yeah, a lot. Because this was, completely intense, I didn't really vlog whilst I was doing it, but I did get a nice amount of BTS shots, so let me tell you what I did. So on Monday, I went to the studio with Christian, just kind of shooting behind the scenes of him in a studio session, making some music. And all of this I did on the RZ with the Instax back, which I've included in a video before. And you know what? I think this only would have been possible by shooting Instax. The 800 ISO came in massive clutch here. It was definitely way too dark to shoot portrait. I mean, sure, Portrait 800 exists, but in the UK that is way too expensive for me. I am totally happy about shooting Instax on a medium format camera. It is so much better than shooting it on an Instax camera and so much more affordable than FP100C. So yeah, it was fun to dig this out again and just kind of shoot in a different format, I guess. And then on Tuesday, I shot a lookbook for my friend's brand called Iron Me. There was a few things about this which were really cool. The first thing was the studio space. It was this awesome warehouse situation, and there was 2 things about this studio which I really, really like. The first thing being the lateral light, and this was just kind of emphasized by part of the ceiling was translucent kind of corrugated situation, which kind of acted as this massive sky softbox and just kind of sorted me out. I didn't have to set up any lighting, and the photos were looking great. The other thing that was really cool about this studio is that they have 20 or so handmade, hand-painted backdrops, fabric backdrops to rent. We ended up choosing this terracotta one, and it looks so much better than a paper colorama. There really is a nice textural thing to this, which just gives it an edge, and it makes it feel nice. So I shot all of this on the GFX 100S, and this was the first proper shoot I'd done on that camera. And you know what? I was a bit hesitant. I kind of up to this point have always felt if I had just shot it on an RZ, the images would have been slightly better. But you know what? It's great. I mean, it should be. It's an expensive camera, but I'm really happy with how these photos out, and I wouldn't change anything about them. So I'm looking forward to using this more. The only downside was that I shot it all with the 80mm, which is 81.7, I think. And it just is a bit tight for full body stuff. Luckily, the studio was pretty big, so it worked. But I would like to get a wider lens for this camera, but I don't want to spend any money on it, so I'm not going to get one. So I'm just editing this video. And I just want to say, 100 megapixels is pretty stupid. It's a lot of pickles. I wish all my film scans could be that high resolution. That would be the true best of both worlds. So then on Thursday, at the crack of dawn, we went out to shoot the start of a 2-day session with Christian. And this was for his press imagery and album artwork, a kind of double whammy, gather all the images for the foreseeable future. Yeah, the first day was outside, hence why having to wake up early, because we wanted to use a play park and some fields and a skate park without anyone in them. So I thought the best way to kind of do this was just by doing it really early in the morning. And now I actually have to give a shout out to Instagram user ___.husky, who lent me very kindly their fisheye lens for the Mamiya RZ67. And this is a completely ridiculous piece of glass. This is the most ridiculous lens I've ever used by far. It's so bulbous and scary to use. The front element is so exposed and just gigantic. But I can't lie, you can do some pretty cool things with it. I'm so happy that Fisheye is making a comeback. It does just really alter what's possible with angles and compositions, and having these kind of long trailing limbs, I just think it's so cool. Obviously it's a style that you can't overdo. It is a bit of a gimmick, but for every now and again, I gotta love it. Something that is really nice is it being 8:30, having wrapped a shoot already, feeling like you've really achieved something. Kind of eliminates the feeling horrible when you wake up at 5:30. when you feel so successful before 9. I could even sleep for the rest of the day and it would still be a good day. So then on Friday we kind of kept going with the shoot, and this time instead we were indoors at a studio. OG viewers may remember this studio from a black and white comparison video where I shot all the different kinds of films like 4 or 5 years ago. I went back to that same studio, and it really is a nice space. And the reason why I picked the studio was because I felt like if we were going to use Fisheye, probably need a cove. Need something with like a wraparound backdrop, otherwise there'd be loads of editing to do to try and make the background kind of seamless. So unfortunately I can't show you the finished images from all of this because they're for something special and that special thing isn't out yet. What I will say is I'm really, really happy with these images. I think they're really great, and I am really excited to share them when it's possible and give a bit of kind of insight when that can happen. Something unexpectedly hard about making this new style of video, which I didn't really anticipate, is actually naming them. Something that really didn't cross my mind at all. But it's really hard to think of a name that's like unique to each video and still feels like something that's worth clicking on. I'm sorry in advance if I just go and name them something stupid like, I can't believe I did this. You'll never believe what I did. You know, like trashy titles. But like, what else am I going to call it other than, here's all the photos I took this week. Here's all the photos I took this week again. Here's all the photos I took this week, number 3. Like, it's, I don't know. Other than photography, I'd say my other 2 main kind of interests / hobbies are music and food. Veterans of the channel may remember the brief stint of Taste Buds, a food channel with me and Aslan. And today, I thought I'd throw it back and just take you out to somewhere that I'm really excited to eat at. I've basically just been on a massive banh mi fix recently. Just kind of addicted to them, and I'm trying to find the best one in town. And been led to believe there's a place which isn't actually a Vietnamese place, called Bodega Rita's, which just specialises in subs and stuff. And I need to try it out. It was pretty good. Gets a thumbs up from me. If you're asking why did I decide to include some food, maybe it was because I wanted to justify going out for lunch today, when I probably should have cooked. Thanks for watching. And finally, I'd like to thank Squarespace again for sponsoring this video. If you're looking to build a new website, whether you want to simply purchase a domain, maybe start a blog, an online store, or build a website for your business or your portfolio, Squarespace is the perfect place to do this and much, much more. Squarespace is an amazing all-in-one platform for building websites. They've got an amazing variety of different themes to get you started, and you definitely don't need any prior web building experience to build an amazing professional-looking website. They also have amazing 24/7 customer support if you do happen to come into any troubles, but I promise you, it really is easy. And what's great about it being so simple to use is that you can spend the least amount of time sat in your room trying to figure out how to build a website, figuring out coding, and you can spend more time out there making the content for your website with, doing the bit which maybe you enjoy more. Having a website for your creative portfolio is incredibly important. You need to have a place for your work to live and be accessed so you can attract new clients and just have complete control over your work and how it's digested. I'm sure by now you already know that it's important to have a website, but what I will say is it's important to put the time in and make sure it keeps being freshened up and upload all your recent work to it. So if you want to build yourself a new website today with Squarespace, you can use my code negativefeedback or sign up with the link in the description to get 10% off your order and build yourself a lovely new website today. And don't forget to keep updating it, okay? So thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this took a bit longer than normal between the last one and this one. Life got in the way, been busy, but there will be one actually next week, like actually next weekend. So see you then.